Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask you to do something. Do me a favor. We are going to play a game together. Number one, the very first inquiry would be, please make sure that you're not cheating. It means you're not writing. You are not allowed to write anything. You're not allowed to capture any picture. You are not allowed to write. You're not allowed to do anything. Just drop your weapons. Your weapons, I mean your pens, pencils, and pay a great attention to me and listen and look and stare at the screen. I will be reading some statements and some specific words. I want you to just remember. You don't need to write. You are not allowed to write. Don't write in the chat box. Don't write on a piece of paper either. Nothing. Just you have to write it here in your mind. Keep it in your mind. I want you to come up with some words about the statements or about the meaning of the words that I'm telling you, and keep it in your mind. Then I will ask you how many you can remember or what the words are. Just to put it into practice, let's do number one as a trial. All right. What is that word which means the same as fortunately? What is that word which means the same as fortunately?
Lucky.
Well done. Luckily. Great. As an adverb, luckily. Wonderful. You have to put it in your mind. Don't write anywhere. Great. That was number one. Now I'm going to carry on for 4 or 5 more, and then I will get back to you and let me see what you can remember. This is called Synonym Memory Challenge, dealing with IELTS reading vocabularies. Don't say anything. Don't write. Just listen. Number 2. It means the same as in a bad mood. It means the same as in a bad mood. Number 3. A synonym of funny. A synonym of funny. Funny. Number 4. The opposite of low point. The opposite of low point. Number 5. Means the same as defenseless. It means the same as defenseless. And one more. The opposite of very ugly. The opposite of very ugly. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have just dictated 5 meanings, 5 words, 5 definitions, 5 opposites to you guys. How many can you remember? Just put a number in the chat box. How many of these 5 statements, the words and their definitions, can you remember? I don't expect you to tell me 5 out of 5. It is all going to vary based on your level of understanding, and this is the kind of memory challenge. It doesn't necessarily mean if you can remember one of them, you are not good at it, nor even I might remember 1 or 2 of them. 4. Samsam said 4. Li Hui 4. How many of them can you remember? Everybody put your answers in the chat box. Give me a number which represents how many of these words can you recall. Well done. Thank you, Jason. 2 of them. Thank you, Vien Test. Zhao Vien Test. All right, 3. Well done. Li Hui 4. Samsam 4. Kristen 3. Brilliant. Fantastic. What about the others? Thaolin is typing. Thaolin 3. Great. Now, can you put the answers in the chat box? What are the words that you can guess? I mean, if you can remember 3, what are those 3? For example, the opposite, another equivalent word for funny. Defenseless, helpless. Thank you, Jason. That's amazing. Brilliant. Fantastic. Excellent. Wonderful. What about the others? Vulnerable, defenseless. Thank you, Li Hui. Amazing. Vulnerable. Fantastic. What else? What else? Great. Brilliant. In a bad mood or a bad hair day. All right, great. You came up with a kind of idiomatic language. Thank you, Kristen. Hilarious, funny, brilliant, wonderful. I was forced, it means I have to stop because we are pressed with time. I cannot go further and give you all of them, but I'm just giving you the notion and the idea and the mindset of how you can apply it in your lessons. This was a kind of synonym memory challenge, and if you have noticed, we did it together. Imagine that you have covered a reading paragraph, a reading text with your learners. And now you want to play a game, and it could be very easily it could be very easily applied for IELTS reading, even if you're analyzing some writing with your learners, even writing task 1. You can highlight, you can extract some of the words like increase, decrease, and ask them to think of some other simple equivalents. Another word for increase would be, for example, to grow, to rise. You see, this is another interesting way of activating your students' prior knowledge and even keeping them engaged through the lesson. So you see, they can work for reading and also writing. Even for writing task 1, for writing task 2. What are some other equivalents for rise? For some other words for firstly, secondly, or subsequently. You see? How do you think about this game, guys? Was it too challenging? But the name of